I'm going to stick to Metagross. Okay. I really am. I'm going to stick to Metagross.
How about Mega Audino?
How about no? How about putting the no in Mega Audino? Honestly, that's okay.
You're tuned into the GOCast podcast, your one-stop shop for updates, news, tips, and community in the world of Pokemon Go. Thank you for listening.
It's time to go globally. Are you ready?
Necrozma is cruising for a fusin this weekend.
And more on this episode of GOCast. Hello and welcome to the GOCast podcast, episode 290. Just 10 away from the big 300, Mr. Kyle, and then we can officially start listing episodes as season 3.
I don't think we've been dividing into that.
I have. It's every 100. It was some arbitrary suggestion.
Every 100, you transfer the files from one hard drive to another.
Something like that. Or just copy them and be like, why am I running out of space? I'm your host, Chris, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Kyle.
Hiya.
Hey, Mr. Kyle, how you doing?
I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
Have the 4 days of AC and not walking around in crazy levels of humidity in the streets of New York City been treating you well since we returned?
Yes, they have.
Good man. There was no other answer to that question.
No, there isn't. I still want to go outside for a very long time. And unfortunately, that's going to change in 2 days. So
that's right. On Tuesday, I got to say, I did go for like a 3-mile walk. And just because I was like,
miles.
Yes. I was like, why am I doing this? And you know what the answer was? It's because while we were out there, I forgot that Aquatic Paradise was happening and that there was a timed research with it. I did the collection challenge just fine, but
Did your collection challenge reset?
No, I did see that. Did it reset for you?
It did reset for me.
Did you manage to get it done?
Oh, I did not.
Oh,
because I needed the shelter from Incense. So it wasn't happening.
Oh, it was pretty common on Incense. It wasn't.
Yeah, but it was bad. It was like 7:00 when it reset.
Oh, geez.
The event ended at 8. So
yeah, I had finished mine up at like 4 or 5 that day. So I must have just gotten it done in time, which is great. Anyway, the Aquatic Paradise timed research, the ticket. I bought the ticket the last day of the event, and I'm like, I can go outside. I can do all of this in one walk, and boy, howdy, did I do it! I got it done. I got nothing from that research.
Go somewhere to walk, or you just go out your front door and you walk?
Yes, I went out into unincorporated Woodstock.
Just
proper
walk into the middle of nowhere for 3 miles. Chris is gonna disappear, and no one's gonna even know what happened.
I'm too big to kidnap. It's like the one saving grace of my childhood for my parents. Like I was just too tall for my age. I just couldn't happen. Anyway, what a bizarre start to this episode this has been. Anyway, Kyle and I have a lot of owning up to do at this point because we have goals that we set 2 weeks ago for things that seem so completely out of scope now because they happened so long ago. And of course, facing the music when it comes to our GoFest New York City goals because we did not cover them on the bonus episodes at all. If you haven't listened to those 3 bonus episodes, go give them a listen. Episode 1 and episode 2, we have special guests on. Episode 1, we've got Zoe 2 Dots, JT Gilly, and Mystic 7. And on day 2, we sat down with Ian Waterfall and Milo from the Incensed podcast. Also on episode 1, we have T Magma Tyler and DeFi 250. Can't undersell that. And then day 3, it's just Kyle and I being miserably tired on the very last day post raid train and running around the city. Oh my gosh. So go give those a listen if you have not yet. Okay, let's get started here. So our goals that we had set from a long time ago, this was prior to the anniversary event. Let's blow through these really quick because they seem almost irrelevant to mention at this time. You wanted to do the timed research and gain 10 million experience total. That seems like it would be at odds with your GoFest goal.
I did the timed research. I did not get to 10 million experience total. I think I started GoFest at like 9.8.
Okay. All right.
Something like that.
Very
yeah,
nice.
that checks out with where I'm at right now. So 50%.
Hey, 1 out of 2 is technically bad, but it ain't at the same time. For myself, I want to do the timed research, get a shiny hatted Pokemon, any of them. Inventory management, make room with Pokemon, for Pokemon rather, and then 1 Mega Rayquaza Elite Raid. I am happy to tell you all that by the time that this was relevant, which was right prior to GoFest, I had done 1 of these, and it was the timed research. No shiny hatted Pokemon. I had 50 free spaces when I got on the airplane to leave for New York, much to Kyle's
transferring
chagrin.
on the flight there with
Yes.
the Wi-Fi of the plane.
I was. It was free. I'm a T-Mobile customer. It was nice. And then for Mega Rayquaza Elite Raid, I could not have been bothered. I was busy doing other stuff. I think I had something to edit, and then I was like, I should do more Elden Ring DLC instead of doing that. So yeah, 1 out of 4. So even at your worst, Kyle, you're still better than I am.
Somehow, an absolute impossibility.
Take that to the bank, my friend. Okay, let's pivot. Let's turn our collective eyes to the GoFest New York City goals. Let's go through yours first, Mr. Kyle. Your general goals, you had 5 million experience with an 8 million experience stretch goal.
Oh, I didn't remember doing that. I thought I just had the 8 million. All right, well, you know what?
No.
I did it because I got 5.8 million experience.
That's crazy. Were you running lucky eggs the entire weekend?
Not the entire weekend, but a large chunk. I probably missed like 300,000 or 400,000 experience in raids because I kept forgetting to put a lucky egg on.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I left some on the table, but that's okay. It was a stretch goal for a reason. 5 million was much more reasonable than what you thought you would set for yourself when we were like talking at the end of the day. You're like, oh, why did I set this goal? This is actually crazy.
Yeah. Well, if the weather had not been the way it was, it would have not been as crazy. If I had hand caught more, I would have caught more, and I would have gotten more experience. So
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. But congratulations on hitting that one. What about 75 shinies?
That did not happen. Nope.
Did not happen. No.
I got, I'm going to double check here because I don't remember. I think I got 44.
You got 44. Okay. I thought you had like 49.
What's 16
math.
times 3?
32, 48.
48. I have 49.
I knew it.
50 if you count a trade that I also did there.
Okay, maybe I do. Yeah. Well, you got trades on your goals for something else too. So
it did. Although one of those shinies was a hatched egg that I'd had in my inventory for 4 months. So
aged to perfection.
Hey, shiny Vullaby.
A good vintage.
Vullaby. Sorry.
Yes. Whatever. Hey, I'm not a cop. Hundo Necrozma.
No. I got a 98.
You tried so hard.
I got a 98.
Yes, you did. And a decent shiny.
Yeah, and like a
50, 15, 11.
Yeah, so what is it's like 94, 92,
89.
Something like that.
89, I think.
It can't be 89 because
89%?
1 point is 2%. Is it not?
Oh yeah, 91, 92-ish, whatever, like 91.7, however it works out. Yeah. Very, very good. All event challenges.
Yep, got everything. Got my Marshadow. It was bad.
Yeah.
It might actually be my worst mythical that I've gotten, which is a little bit sad.
My word. Yeah.
But it's no 10-10-10.
No spoilers, but the introduction sequence, its animation sequence, is adorable. They did a great job with that. They sure did. And then this is the one I'm most excited to hear you talk about, the 20 lucky trades. And we thought you would struggle with this a little bit.
I did 50. Okay, it's a lie. I did 48, and I did 2 more yesterday to finish off the task for 50.
not only did you do 50 on the even before the event started, you had finished this goal.
I had.
Yeah. How many do we have in a row?
With like 22. Chris and I did all of our really old trades just to get him out of the way so we can claim that we can never do it again.
That's right. Leave me alone. Don't even ask.
Don't even ask if I have
got nothing
Pokemon.
for you. Got nothing for you. And I do. I have one. I've got one 2016 left. But it's a Butterfree, 98%. I ain't getting rid of it.
It's going to the grave.
That is going to the grave. That's right. No bye-bye Butterfree on this show. None of that. All right. Turning our attention to your Pokemon-specific goals. Did you catch an unknown Y?
I did.
All right. A shiny unknown.
I did. I got a shiny unknown Y.
You did. Yeah, 2 in 1. 2 in 1. A shiny Phantump.
I did. Just one. Really wanted two, but I made sure to set a reasonable goal here.
Yeah, well, hey, we can't all be perfect. Shiny Frillish.
I did.
A shiny Pumpkaboo.
Does a traded one count?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Then yes, I did.
All right. A shiny Flabébé.
Nope, that one didn't happen.
Flabibi, no. Oh.
Nope, I tried. No luck.
You'll see I hedge my bets with allowing you to count one that was traded when we get to mine, by the way. A shiny Ducklet Quack Quack.
I did. I think I got 3.
I'm so jealous. I had to fight for my life for the one that I got.
I got 4.
Oh, wow. Okay. I might have to get one of those off you at some point in time. Yeah, I do. I do.
After Saturday.
Please take one of my Drillbur, please.
I don't need the Drillbur anymore.
No, I don't need it either. Okay. Great work. Yeah, you pretty much cleaned house on what you were looking to get. And the Flabébé being the only one that you didn't get makes some sort of poetic sense. Because while it was there in abundance, it is still like so rare that it's like, whatever. That's okay.
Yeah, would have been really nice to get, though. I definitely tried.
Yeah, certainly. All right. Good job on all of that. Good job for myself. My general goals, 5 million experience. I got like 3. Not really something that I was doing. I didn't use Lucky Eggs whatsoever that entire time. And I was not rating as hard as Kyle was. In fact, I think this may have been the most Go++ play that I have ever done in an event. I really had my phone like down and away more than half the time for this event.
Yeah, it was rough.
Which is fine. Yeah, it was rough, and it wasn't because my phone wasn't working or anything like that. It was just because it was hot, and I was focusing all my energy on staying, present, which is hard, and talking to people in that heat. Those are the priorities. So sorry, Go. I'll make it up to you during global, but had to talk to all the people. That's what we were there for. 75 shinies. I got 47. Kyle beat me by 2.
Yeah.
23 million Stardust on hand. I'm at like 21.8. I might have done too many 400,000 Stardust trades at GoFest and sabotage myself. But I don't regret any of them. Not at all. Some of them were for some younger trainers that needed stuff, and then some other ones were sentimental because they were with friends, people that I don't get to see. So I'm okay with that. This is fine. This is why I have over 20 million Stardust. So it's not a big deal to do things like this, right? Shiny Necrozma. Your boy got 2. One was a 15-15-10. Of course it is 1 IV point worse than Kyle's. Of course it is. The platinum unowned medal, done and dusted. Did do that. Big thank you to Tudun for helping us.
I did also get that done this week, which was awesome.
You got that Tudun this week? Yeah.
Tudun this week.
But mine went lucky, so yeah.
Okay.
Hatch 300 plus eggs. I hatched so many eggs at GoFest. I'm pulling up the screenshot. It is a little gross. Fitness challenge. Let's see. Here we go. 90.3 kilometers, 345 eggs. 345 eggs. I'm very happy with that. So that's spectacular. Finish all possible research and all collection challenges. Also finito. That was pretty easy to do. Kyle and I made a concerted effort on day one to just go through and finish as much of the research as possible. We got it all done. And then we didn't have to worry about it for the rest of the time, which was a good call because energy levels were low. We were very tired. Okay, here's where the pain begins. My Pokemon specific goals. Shiny Sun and Moon Crown Pikachu and Eevee. I got just one Shiny Sun Crown Pikachu very early on in the event. I went the Eevee route for the city experience, and I was rewarded with nada.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't have any of the Eevees?
I did not get any of the Eevees shiny, no.
Okay.
Nope.
Hang on.
Do you have more than one of them?
Yes. I have 2 of the suns.
Oh.
And then I have 1 moon. So
if you're in the market for a trade, I might be interested.
I can save 1 of those for you.
Okay, thank you.
Go.
Thank you. Okay, and then the next up was 2 shiny Alolan Rattata. I got 3. I did. I think I was the only person in the park that was really excited to get them. Because I had talked about last time, I was missing them entirely. But I ended up with 3 of them, which is sick. Shiny Phantom, I got 1, so I missed 1 of them. Shiny Flabebe, the orange one, I got 1 for my good friend Alex. He managed to get a dupe while he was there and traded that on over. So much like your one that counts, that's the one that counts for me. Shiny Lapras with the scarf, the bow. That one didn't happen, unfortunately.
Oh, no. I did actually get that one. I was very lucky.
Oh,
yeah, I wasn't even, it was just plus. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Gosh darn it. Yeah, no, I didn't get it.
Doing all your goals.
It's okay. It's okay. Cast a wide net, right? Shiny Pau Oricorio. I did that one. I got that one. Shiny Pom Pom Oricorio. I got that one as well. Shiny Ducklet ×2. Just one, unfortunately. I wish that I had been blessed by the duck gods a little bit on that one, but unfortunately, no. Hopefully, I can make up for that during Global in some way. I need to refamiliarize myself with what the availabilities are. Shiny Drillbur. I just needed 1, and the Poke Gods saw fit to reward me with 5 of them. 5. 4 of them were on the plus. Ridiculous. A shiny unknown Y. Oh no, not shiny unknown Y, just a regular unknown Y. I did get that one. Obviously, trade for the unknown Q. Yes. Shiny Larvesta, no. Shiny of each Ultra Beast. I only got Kartana. So, and did you do the special research for this week for the raids?
No.
I did, and out of all of my encounters, 1 was shiny. It was also the Kartana.
Oh no!
I was like, "Oh no, I already have this one. I don't want it."
Of all of the raids I did this weekend, I probably did not as many as I would have liked. I probably did 100 raids, maybe 80 raids, of which about 50 of them were Necrozma.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I probably actually did 100 raids, and 50 of them were Necrozma. I didn't get a single shiny Ultra Beast.
Oh,
not one. And I only did like 3 Blacephalon raids. Everything else that I did could have been shiny. So that was rough.
Yeah, I'm personally sad I didn't get a Buzzwole because I love that shiny.
The Buzzwole. Our chance will come on Saturday.
It will. It absolutely will. That's fair. And then lastly, have fun, which I do think we accomplished. I think that was a joint goal. And then take photos. Well, while we didn't have the strongest showing for photos, an Instagram post did happen comprised of photos. So on a technicality, we also did that one. So just to sort of wrap up, I guess, New York, even though we talked about it quite a bit on the recaps, thank you to everybody that came out to our meetups in the park to say hello and everything. You'll hear from some of those folks later in the email section, a few of them. And thank you to everybody that came out on Saturday evening to the Milton. It was wonderful. The venue was really great. and the staff there were phenomenal. So if you are in the Upper East Side in New York and Manhattan, and you're looking for a great Irish place to go there. The service is excellent and the food is really good. Big fan. So thank you all for coming on out. It was great. We took an awesome group photo. There were tons of us. And then lastly, if you showed up to the raid train on Sunday that we did in tangent with PKM and Cast, also known as Super Effective, right? Thank you all for coming out. That group was enormous. And it was really cool to hang out with everybody for like 5.5 hours in Central Park and do some raids. Even when the phones didn't work, even when the games were not working for anybody, it was still fun because of y'all. So thank you all very, very much. Looking forward to next time already. Okay, that's enough of the sappiness and the review. We've got some news to cover, so let's just get to it. Yo, what up? It's the news. We've got two things to cover. This one is a little bit of a repeat, but also not really. We've got some details for Global Go Fest that were revealed. Trainers, are you ready for the biggest Pokemon Go event of the year? Pokemon Go Fest 2024 Global is almost here, and we're excited to share some final details. All trainers will have the opportunity to enjoy each habitat hour twice during event hours on Saturday. There are 4 habits to remind y'all: Dawn Meadow, Shining Day, Creeping Dark, and Darkest Night. Dawn Meadow will be from 10 to 11 a.m. and then again 2 to 3 p.m. Shining Day will be 11 a.m. to noon and then 3 to 4 p.m. Creeping Dark will be noon to 1 p.m. and then again from 4 to 5 p.m. And lastly, Darkest Night will be 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and then again, to wrap up the day, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Now, let's take a quick look at the spawn pools for each of these habitats and give you some highlights here. I'm looking at Dawn Meadow, and Pidgey is a highlight, I definitely think, for sure. No, but I actually, like, it's supposed to be a joke, but also, like, I would be thrilled to see more shiny Pidgey. Most people would.
I mean, it's still, I don't have one.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still clicking on them.
But I think the shining thing here, for sure, the shining jewel of this is twofold. The Pikachu wearing a sun crown, if you're into that, that's going to be a chase. Yeah. And then Ducklet. Ducklet is the new shiny. Other than that, there are some repeats in here that you might not be super excited for. But Inkay in the wild, Galarian Stunfisk is very good, especially for PvP minded. Heatmore shiny is really killer. And Axew will be good to get some more candy if you don't have a maxed out Haxorus.
I'm looking forward to Ferroseed. So I still would like that shiny.
You don't have shiny Ferroseed?
No.
Gosh, I feel like we've seen it so many times.
A few times. It's only, I don't think it's ever been boosted. And
it had a research day, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. No, it didn't have a research day. It had an incense day.
Oh,
we just talked about how bad that incense day was. We didn't just, it was like 2 months ago. But
that's
still
a while ago. Yeah. Fresh on your mind is what you're trying to say.
Ugh.
What about Shining Day, Kyle? On first glance, what do you think from this pool that we can give people a heads up on?
Well, first and foremost, Jangmo-O is in this day, in this time period. So, like, that's the only thing worth mentioning here. No, but
no,
Jangmo-O's stand out for sure. Dedenne, if you haven't gotten it, I think is still definitely a standout here. And Helioptile. I would say those are 3 standouts from this hour for me, at least.
I would nominate Dunsparce to be added to that list.
Okay. Has that even been featured since it's like, I feel like it's basically completely ignored as Dunsparce tends to be.
I don't know if it's been featured, but I know that they're never shiny for me, and I really want one. And we have to get 2 because you need one for the Dunsparce later too.
You need to get like 100 so you can get a shiny 3-segmented Dunsparce.
Yeah, that's a pipe dream, my friend. That's a pipe dream. But for those of you that are looking to maybe boost your Dragon Metal numbers, Dratini's also in this hour. And is Tyrant have dragon typing?
Tyrant dragon type, yeah.
Yeah. And then Hisuian Sneasel, if you're not an egg hatcher and you still are looking for that shiny, Hisuian Sneasel is there. I don't even think that's actually in eggs anymore, but it was at one point.
Not right now, at least.
No. So that's cool. Oh, it's super rare Charmander. Okay. Now let's take a look at Creeping Dusk. I'm gonna once again throw it to you because this is your wheelhouse.
Oh, well, of course there's Phantom here. So Phantom still major standout. Durant as well. People don't really think about it, but it is a regional along with Heatmore. So if you don't have it yet, now's a great time to get it, and vice versa for Heatmore, depending on where you live in the world. That doesn't really. I mean, there's some other good ones here. Emolga is all right. Esper for the shiny is okay. Gibbles here as a value to catch to hopefully get a good one. Same for Litwick, but the shinies have now been around for so long. And this also has Volbeat and Illumise. I don't know the official pronunciation of this Pokemon's name. I was just talking to DeFi about this over the weekend.
I think it's Illumise, but I love saying Illumise so much more.
Illumise. Okay, yeah. I haven't heard that one before.
I know it's wrong, but when you say it, the word tastes nice to say, like it feels good in your mouth,
Okay.
Good mouth feel.
I don't agree, but okay.
Okay, whatever, man.
Also, Spinarak is a sick shiny. It's not super rare or anything, but it's a great shiny if you don't already have it. I would not be upset to get more.
You have effectively highlighted everything on this list except for two.
That's not true. I didn't say Grubbin. I didn't say Venipede. I didn't say Eevee. And then there's a Pikachu with the moon crown here.
You should have said Pikachu with the moon crown.
No,
but it's a personal choice.
But yes, it was a personal choice. But everybody who's collecting hats already knows where their Pikachus are.
That's true. Okay, I'm gonna take Darkest Night, which is probably the easiest pool to highlight because it is filled with things that you probably don't really want. Unfortunately,
this is the one where you go take a break if you don't need XL candy.
Yes, exactly right. The interesting things here are limited to 2 or 3 Pokemon here. Amara, if you don't have the shiny yet, it's in the wild. That's a good chance to get that. Crabrawler is a newer shiny and a great one, so that'll be nice to kind of take a look at. And then Morlul, if you have not gotten the shiny for that, it's been in plenty of events, but it's boosted Stardust, and it's a great shiny. And so that'll be great. Other notable mentions are Dino, of course, and Binacle. That's pretty much it.
Well, you missed one.
What? Carbink?
Carbink's here. It can't be shiny, but XL Candy Carbink can potentially be really good in PvP, highly rated. So, it's if that's what you care about, it's probably the best thing in this pool, all things considered.
Yeah, if you're PvP minded, for sure. Yeah. But that's it. Oh, and just a reminder that hey, in the raids, in 1-star raids, the Pikachus with the crowns are going to be there.
Don't raid those.
The Jangmo-O is also going to be in 1-star raids.
Yeah. Don't
with the new shiny.
Raid the Pikachus, please. I beg you. Chris is gonna raid them.
Maybe.
Chris doesn't need them though. You have both, right? You said you got both.
No, I have just got one. I just got the Sun Crown, and it's not even mine. It's going to my sister like right away.
Okay, don't do it. No, don't do it.
Well, we'll see. 3-star raids, by the way, have the Espeon and the Umbreons with the scarves in them, and those things are really cool.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about that. That was a surprise spawning at GoFest.
Yeah,
I don't think it was listed. I didn't pay attention to what was spawning in Sendai and Madrid, but
I imagine it was there, but we didn't really follow that. So
so I didn't follow that. So when I first saw it spawn, I was like, oh, they're actually really good. Great.
Yeah.
Great Pokemon.
They are wonderful.
Hats. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. And then we're not trying to linger on this too long, but yeah, there's a brief overview, and that's the schedule for the biomes. So plan appropriately around your interests if you're not able to do the entire day. There's also going to be a field research bonanza, which is just to say that every hour the research on the Pokestops are going to refresh. So you can still hang out in the same park all day, and every hour those tasks will restart. And then, hey, there's the Ultra Unlock. A few more details on it. We kind of had an idea, but here are just some more details with some notable gaps still. During each Habitat Hour on Saturday, ticket holding trainers around the world can work together to complete a global challenge. If the challenge is completed in time, a special bonus will be unlocked for the remainder of the hour for ticket holding trainers. Plus, if trainers complete 20 challenges successfully, they will activate this year's GoFest Ultra Unlock events. Part 1 is Better Together. A special to-be-announced event will take place from Wednesday, July 17th at 10 a.m. to Sunday, July 22nd at 8 p.m. local time. There will be a mystery Pokemon debut, a free timed research, and the bonuses of 2 times catch candy, 4 times catch experience, and friendship levels will increase faster than normal when opening gifts, trading, battling together in raids, gyms, or trainer battles. So please invite me to raids during that time. That'll be all you get. Part 2, Strength of Steel. If trainers complete a total of 20 global challenges, they'll gain access to a to-be-announced special event that will take place on Thursday, July 25th at 10 a.m. to Tuesday, July 30th at 8 p.m. local time. This will have a shiny debut in it. Yep, that's what they listed. I think it would kind of make sense that it might be the same debut that we saw in part 1. They're just going to release the shiny, or if it's something else entirely, then it might make it a real spicy event depending on what it is. But part 3, a mega raid day. And I hope when they say mega raid day, they actually mean a raid day and not an elite raid. A day of elite raids. There we go. If trainers complete a total of 20 challenges, yada yada, to be announced special event that will take place on Saturday, July 27th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. local time. And it would be a mega debut that is also shiny eligible. My money is on Metagross.
Metagross or Lucario?
Lucario.
Those are my 2 guesses. They're the only ones that I think have any chance of attracting people to mega raids, because all of the remaining ones are basically whatever.
Yeah, I feel like Lucario could carry an event on its own with that debut.
Yeah, but so could Metagross.
Yeah, but if you compare them,
okay, I'm gonna hit you with other logic.
Don't hit me.
Metagross is already power crept. With this GoFest, Mega Metagross is not technically, because it's still Mega, so it's still crazy good.
Right.
But Psychic, Steel, it's already got to compete now with Duskmane Necrozma, which is the best Steel type attacker in the game. Yeah. So like it's probably the best time to release it before people are like, oh, I got like 4 Duskmane Necrozma or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's a fair line of reasoning there. Okay. I'm gonna stick to Metagross. Okay. I really am. I'm gonna stick to Metagross.
How about Mega Audino?
How about no? How about putting the no in Mega Audino? Honestly, that's okay. If that's what we get unlocked, no. What that should be is some sort of springtime event, and it's an add-on to an otherwise fine event. That's what that debut deserves, in my opinion. Not that Audino is not cool in its own right; it's fine, right? Like
Mega Audino is not cool though.
The cardigan Pokemon, right? But yeah, I think people would be disappointed, and that would be their last impression of GoFest season, because it's the last Ultra Unlock. That would be so. It might happen. That would be so bad. It might just happen.
I'm for it.
Okay.
I'm for it.
Let the record show I'm not for it this time, even though I normally am. All right, here we go. Fusion adventure effects. Here's the second and last piece of news here. Trainers, the emergence of Duskmane Necrozma and Dawnwings Necrozma in Pokemon Go has led to the discovery of 2 new adventure effects. Adventure effects are powerful Pokemon attacks that can be activated outside of battle to gain temporary bonus effects to help you on your Pokemon Go journey. Adventure effects have now been reported to occur when Duskmane Necrozma uses Sunsteel Strike, and when Dawnwing's Necrozma uses Moongeist Beam. With these latest developments, who knows what adventure effects may be discovered in the future. I've kind of simplified this down, and it really is just 2 moves and then their effect. There's a lot of other fluff in the blog post. Go take a look if you'd like, but it's not necessary. Adventure effect Sunsteel Strike Necrozma fused with Soul Galeo into Duskmane Necrozma will know the charged attack Sunsteel Strike, which does 135 has 135 power in trainer battles and 230 in gyms and raids. It's a powerhouse. Trainers can now activate Sunsteel Strike's adventure effect by using 3,000 Stardust and 3 Necrozma Candy, which harnesses the power of sunlight for 10 minutes. During this time, Pokemon that typically appear during daytime will be attracted to your location, similar to the effect of incense. Pokemon that can only evolve during daytime will be able to evolve at any time while this adventure effect is active. Some of the Pokemon that you may encounter include the following: Pidgey, say less, Alolan Exeggutor, Solrock, Cottonee, Helioptile, Tyrunt, Yungoos, Rockruff, Fomantis. And you may even encounter Rockruff that can evolve into Dusk form Lycanroc if you're lucky. So it's an incense plus this evolution ability, which is nice. We always talk about giving players more agency, and this is a clever way to do it, in my opinion. We'll circle back for your opinion, Kyle. I just want to get through Moongeist Beam, because it's just so similar, right? So same thing, Moongeist Beam. When you fuse with Lunala into Dawn Wings, you gain access to this move. It also has an adventure effect. Same stats, 135 power in trainer battles, 230 power in gyms and raids. Same activation costs of 3,000 Stardust and 3 Necrozma Candy. It also lasts for 10 minutes. Has a similar effect that's kind of like incense and allows Pokemon that only evolve at nighttime to evolve during any time that this is active. Some of the Pokemon that may show up include Alolan Rattata, Clefairy, Alolan Marowak, Hoot, Galarian Zigzagoon, Lunatone, Munna, Amora, and Rockruff. And then that Rockruff also has a chance of being Dusk form eligible. So that's pretty cool. One thing that I did not bring over from the blog post is that, yes, you can stack these like you can with Roar of Time and Spatial Rend. So if you want to, you can activate this for up to 24 hours. Not recommended because you're probably not going to be awake for 24 hours, let alone playing Pokemon Go for that long. So save your resources. But there's the option. All right. So what's your take on these? Do you have one?
It's just not very good.
What do you mean by that?
Why in the world would I pay Stardust to get an incense? The spawns are not good enough to justify that, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's all. I think the idea is cute. I appreciate it. I do wish it had some other effect on top of causing specific Pokemon to spawn.
I mean, with the evolution allowances,
that's not good enough because you can do that otherwise.
Well, I mean, not if you are never awake during the day. Like,
if you actually care, you could make 1 day's exception to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sure. But even then, you only got to do it once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. But why are you evolving 3 Dusk form Lycanrocs? So, that's it. I don't have anything negative to say. So that said, I saw a post online. I haven't been able to verify it. That catching Pokemon that spawn off of this give solar and lunar energy.
Oh.
The post I saw said 10. I can't find it right now, so I'm not going to say it's true. But if that's the case, this is fine. That's fine. That's a grind. You probably need to do 3 or 4 hours worth to get the evolution. If this works like an incense and you have to walk, maybe more. but that's fine because that gives you a purpose. If what I saw was a complete lie, then I'm sorry. Don't listen to me. But
okay, all right. We're getting in front of the retraction before it even happens.
I'm just saying I'm only going by hearsay online because I can't find the verification at the moment.
This is responsible journalism. I appreciate what you're doing.
Just want people to know. And I don't have a Duskmane or Dawnwing right now, so I can't even use the adventure effect to verify because I'm waiting to evolve one until this weekend.
Okay.
Fuse one this weekend.
After this weekend, we will figure it out.
Yep.
Figure it out. I think it's cool because it mostly because it paves the way for weather effects in my mind. And like Kyle and I were talking about this before the show, but I think that they could really go back and retroactively apply adventure effects to Primal Groudon and Primal Kyogre to give them like a rainy day, sunny day equivalent that do something similar like this. And here's where I think that these are going to shine. First of all, even if it's not very applicable, the agency of being able to choose when to evolve things, if you're willing to utilize your Pokemon correctly, is cool. If it's daytime and you want to evolve something that evolves at nighttime and you just can't wait, you have an option to do it here if you'd really like to, and vice versa for day, right? But the spawn pools could potentially come in clutch if you need one for a collection challenge in the future, as you just can't find. It might come in clutch. It really might.
Reaching.
Look.
That's reaching.
Yes, it is reaching, but there will be, I guarantee you, at least one scenario where that does happen for somebody, and they're going to be like, thank goodness I remembered to do this, first of all, but also thank goodness I could do this. Right. Maybe I am reaching a little bit, but whatever. That's fine. But yeah, that's it for the news, y'all. Quite a bit for just these two small pieces. So we've got quite a bit more show to go, but we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to be diving into this week's PokéPoll, followed by quite a bit of email. Looking forward to it. See you there.
And welcome back. So for last PokéPoll, we have, what Pokemon would be the most surprised to see featured in a new community day? First response from Lemurio said, Cosmog Community Day. Let's go. That'd be pretty surprising.
That'd be insane. Yeah.
But what would surprise me the most? Eternatus Community Day, which, given that it's a mass of overly luminary polygons, would be Niantic's rendering suite. But wait, it's from Gen 8/Galar, so my hope to see Poke Oprah, now you get a Doomsday Gift Dragon spawns is never going to happen. This is fair, but can you imagine a Eternamax Eternatus in like raids or something?
Ooh, yeah, that'd be
Eternamax.
That would be sweet. I would love like they have in Monster Hunter, like an animation that you could potentially skip if you wanted to, of like the hand coming out of the sky and stuff.
Yeah.
And, that'd be sweet.
Next response from Noah 7 billion. Any legendary. Is Meltan and mystery boxes all we get? Apparently so.
And we should be thankful for that.
Lake Spirits Community Day.
That would actually be pretty sick.
It would be an option. Could you imagine the headache of like a dark red circle trying to quick catch everything you see on a community day?
Yes.
Hello
yes.
And goodbye, Pokeball.
That would be awful.
The last response from the Shining King 83, and they said, a community day for the Galar starters. Oh wait, sorry, they haven't even come to the game yet. That would be a huge surprise. You'd be like, hey, next community day, bam, it's Score Bunny. Wait, but it's not in the game. Too bad.
So here for
it's
it.
Out now.
Too bad.
I'd be so for it. That'd be great. That's a great way of just being like, y'all remember in Iron Man 2 when Don Cheadle walks in, he's like, I'm here. Forget about it. Let's move on now. That's what I want them to do with the Galar starters.
A little bit. Like that's a good way to be disruptive, but like in a very positive way, I feel like. You know, like it would cause everybody to talk about it. Be like, oh, really? A singular starter debut? Like, don't give us the other two. Give us like just Score Bunny.
Like when we only got shiny Trico.
Yes.
In the wild.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, they saw the negative impact that had. That was a test. That was a test, everybody. And we did not pass.
I think this would be different, though.
I mean, yes, it would be because it was tied to a community, but still.
Right.
Oh, man. So for this week's PokéPoll, we have, what is your biggest goal for GoFest Global or your biggest win from the weekend? If you're answering after Global has happened for you.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're just going to wait to do ours till the end of the show, huh? Because we got to set some goals for this weekend.
Yeah, but I'll give a little bit of a teaser, I suppose.
Okay.
I'm going to be pretty focused on hatching 7-kilometer eggs from this event. Again, I know.
Yeah, for your Larvesta.
For my Larvesta, that is.
Yeah,
my
you want to tell the people at home how many Larvesta you got from your 300 and some odd eggs over the weekend.
Y'all, I maxed. First of all, let me preface this by never in the history of GOCast Chris's Pokemon Go career has he ever 3 days in a row hit the gift opening cap. And it happened this weekend. And every single gift dropped one 7-kilometer egg. And I counted after I assessed how many open spots I had. So I never over opened. So that was 40 eggs a day, 7Ks minimum, all 3 days. I opened and hatched all of those 7-kilometer eggs. Not a single regular Larvesta. I got one today, Kyle. Today from the 7-kilometer eggs from this week. So my faith has been renewed, but it ain't great.
Can I rub some salt in the wound a little bit?
Pour it on, baby. Let's go.
So 2 things. One, they were hatching in 2, 5, and 10-kilometer eggs.
Yes, and 7Ks.
So they were in those, so you didn't have to restrict yourself to 7Ks.
Well, it was a smaller pool in the 7Ks. It was more likely. Well, allegedly.
Allegedly. You know what? You say more likely, but I didn't actually take a picture. I hatched about 200 eggs over the weekend, and I think I got 4 Larvesta. And I all of the first day was 7K eggs, so that was 47K eggs plus whatever others I hatched.
Yeah.
And then day 2 and day 3 I gave up on the 7Ks and was like, I'm hatching whatever they give me now. And so I got 3 or 4. They were not shiny, of course. I would have told you.
No, yeah, you would have. That would have been like the only thing I heard about for the rest of the trip after it happened. Is what would have happened.
Yeah.
And rightfully so. I would have been happy for you. Jealous, a little bit mad, and certainly annoyed. But, but I would have been happy for you. Gosh. Oh, man. Yeah. Everybody that has one, I'm just so upset with on a personal level. So many people. There are people. Can you believe the nerve of some people on social media posting pictures of their shundo shiny freaking Larvesta? I'm so upset. Somewhere deep in my soul is unresolved anger. God, I need to hatch one for my sake and everybody else's sake around me. It's got to happen. But no, honestly, that's my one goal. Do you have one goal to share now as well? Like your biggest goal for the weekend?
Yeah, my biggest goal for the weekend is Hundo Necrozma.
Yeah. That sounds about right. That's
the goal. Me and Tyler are like Sunday. Sunday is
that's the day.
Chasing it real hard.
That's the day. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well, dear listener, if you have an answer to this week's PokéPoll question, which I hope you do, because it means that you got a chance to play GoFest Global. The question is, once again, what is your biggest goal for GoFest Global or your biggest win from the weekend? You can answer that question. We post this on X/Twitter or at GoCast Podcast is the handle there. If you're listening on Spotify and the mobile app, you can answer directly there as well. There's a tab for interaction. You can answer that question. If you're a patron of ours in our patron Discord, we have a channel dedicated to this very topic called, you guessed it, PokéPoll. You can also send us an email to mail@gocastpodcast.com, or you can leave a voicemail by calling 262-586-7717. And if you're watching on YouTube, hello YouTube, the video version. I'm waving at you. Yes, hi. So is Kyle. What a treat. We're both waving. First of all, if you could subscribe, that'd be great. But you can also leave a comment with your response to the PokéPoll if you so wish, and we pull from all of these different places. So that's it. Speaking of emails and voicemails, Mr. Kyle, we are where?
It's time for emails.
True, and no playable voicemails this week. We did get one, but it was kind of herky jerky, mumble bumble, and all that stuff. It did not work out so well. But fortunately, we got a follow-up email, or I guess a companion email for it. So we'll get there. But our first email is from Cupcake Dex, who we did get to do that raid train with in Seattle. It was very, very nice. And they post some incredible content online. You should go follow them for sure. Hey, Chris and Kyle, longtime listener, first time caller. As a Pokemon baker, I knew I needed a food themed Pokemon Go birthday event. So here's what we'll get the week of May 16th. This is in response to the if you had a Pokemon event for your birthday, what would it be for? Pokemon debuts. Milcery wearing a red ascot with a Pokeball design. Alcremie also wearing a red ascot with a Pokeball design. And then to match my Cupcake Dex stream outfit, of course, which is based on the Pokemon Cafe employee uniform. The art style on that game is so good.
Yeah,
so
if only the monetization wasn't worse than Go.
That's just how it goes with those types of games, though. That monetization is always really aggressive. Yeah,
I know.
Event bonuses would be 1/3 egg hatch distance, just to be unique. I love that. Wild encounters would include Pikachu wearing a K-Cat, Milcery wearing an ascot, Execute, Shroomish, Cherubi, Vanillite, Pumpkaboo, Swirlix, Bone Sweet, Smoliv, basically all the current food Pokemon. So if we had Appleton come out by that point, we could also do Applin. Yeah,
please.
Raids would include all 64 flavors of Alchemy wearing Scotch. That's wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
Great. Really wonderful. Timed research. Choose to redo any one non-shiny mythical Pokemon timed research, because I am forever mad I didn't get a good Mew. True that. Surprise snapshot would include Heat or Frost Rotom to help with all the baking. Now, how do you evolve Milcery? By spinning, of course. Like in the games, you have to spin for a certain amount of time during a certain time of day in a certain direction to get all of the flavors, aka the color of Alchemie's body. I haven't decided how you'd choose the type of sweet that goes in her hair, though. Any ideas? I would probably be that when you catch Milcery, maybe you get a drop at random.
No, I mean, it's gotta be just RNG, right? That's how we do things in Go.
Yeah.
So you want all 64 combinations, you better evolve, 350 Milcery.
Something like it. See y'all in NYC. See y'all in NYC. Shiny vibes forever. P.S. I love dark chocolate and hate coffee for what it's worth. But how do y'all feel about mint? You don't like mint?
I don't like mint.
Oh, I like mint.
Mint by itself is passable, but like both peppermint and spearmint are no's.
Really?
Yeah.
Even
I've always hated spearmint gum. I don't like peppermint candies.
What about like peppermint hot chocolates?
No. Wow. Like, I don't even like hot chocolates to begin with, but just give me the regular hot chocolate, please.
Wow.
I don't understand why I would want my drink to taste like toothpaste. Have a regular at Starbucks who gets an iced coffee with peppermint, no cream.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why would you want your coffee to taste like toothpaste? I don't understand.
It takes the edge off, That's why they flavor toothpaste like that, because it's a flavor that is a little overpowering, just a little bit.
I mean, I don't really like strong flavored toothpaste either. I would prefer the more mild, the better.
Oh my God.
I am at least consistent in this regard. It's not good.
I love because we talked about this a lot because of our sunburn, us being very white. This peppermint being too spicy might be the whitest thing you've ever said.
I didn't say it was spicy. It's
You implied
it. It's not good. No, it's not.
You said it's too much. You don't enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't. It's not a good taste. It's a bad taste. I don't know.
Why is it spicy?
It tastes bad. It tastes bad.
All right.
I know a friend of a friend who thinks onions are spicy, though.
That person is so wrong.
They are the whitest person that.
Where are they from? They have to be from nowhere because they even have onions in Europe. Like, what?
This conversation was a long time ago. But
oh my gosh! Oh man. Okay. Well, for what it's worth, we've got one yay and one nay on mint, I suppose. What about like a peppermint patty? No,
what?
Peppermint patty? No. What about the character peppermint patty from Peanuts?
Didn't really care for Peanuts outside of like Snoopy and Woodstock. Really, like that was really all I cared about.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, anyway, Thank you for the email, Cupcake Dex. Appreciate it.
All right. Next email is from J Step, and this one's from before GoFest. We actually got to meet J Step. On Sunday, I believe it was. The
second
days
time
are
for
all
me.
A blur. What?
Yes. Second time for me.
Second time. Okay, awesome. Yeah. They said, "Hi, Kyle and Chris." Wait, no, that's not right. I'm Gvon, aka JStep89, and I've been listening to the podcast regularly for the past 2.5 years since my buddy introduced it to me. Shout out to Oscar. I can comfortably admit I get giddy like a little schoolgirl when I get the notifications of new episodes on my phone, and always enjoy your shows. So kudos and thank you. I've been meaning to send this email for longer than I'd like to admit, but of course I've procrastinated. A common occurrence indeed.
Relatable.
I feel that in my soul.
Yeah.
I actually mentioned this to you, Chris, when we met out in LA. Thanks again for the stickers, by the way. In terms of my Pokemon journey, I'm an original Pokemon Red kid and grew up obsessed with everything Pokemon. In my adult life, I played Go along with seemingly the majority of the world when it released, but lost steam and interest in early 2017. My buddies and I got back into it right around the Double EV Community Day in 2021, and I haven't looked back since. I've been playing at a possibly unhealthy level since then, and without breaks, much to my girlfriend's chagrin. Reaching level 50 late last year. That's a grind. All right.
Yeah.
The two questions I've been curious to ask for a while now were, who created the musical intro and outro to the podcast? It's an awesome cover, and I've always wondered. I was also curious if you could give a behind the scenes on how the pod is produced. I used to think you would meet up and recorded in my younger and more foolish days. Once the video version started coming out, that was clearly not the case. But I'm still curious if you could give any insider info to the process. Thanks so much, guys, and looking forward to see you in New York. I'll be in another Poke jersey again. See pic for reference. The jersey is great. I love it.
It is.
Shiny and Hundo Necrozma vibes to us all. JStep89. Not quite yet on the Necrozma.
We're still holding out hope. For the weekend. So the musical intro and outro is by Mewmore. You can look them up on YouTube. So there's that. And then the way that the podcast is produced, we actually have recorded it early on. Like right when this started, we used to record
the first
in person.
2 episodes.
We recorded in person. And then we were like, this isn't sustainable.
Yeah, logistically, Chris and I live just too far apart for it to make sense.
Yes. And there were some benefits to that. But yeah, I mean, honestly, doing this online and refining the process over time has been the way to go. But yeah, we record together. We used to do it via just Audacity. We would sit in another call together, and then we would send those backups to me, whoever. Kyle would send his backups to me, right? And then we started using Zencaster a while ago. We've been using Zencaster since, but that's pretty much it. And then get the files. I edit them down to the episodes that you see and hear, and they're published, and then we promote them, if I remember to, on socials, and that's that. That's that.
And just to be clear, Zencaster is another web service that lets you capture audio and video
Yes.
and easily share it without somebody having to like upload it to somebody else.
Yes, the nice thing about things like Zencaster and Riverside, which is an equivalent, is that unlike Zoom, where when you are recording, it will record whatever that server sees that you send them. So it is then potentially victim to like packet loss, or if you get disconnected or things like that for a second, like there will be drops or there will be changes in quality because streams they'll do that. What happens is that these services, like the ones that we use, like Zencaster, record locally in your cache at maximum quality and then upload that consistently to the server. So at the end, once everybody's files are completely uploaded, I can pull them down and they are capture quality each time. And it's a big benefit for consistency and quality's sake. Yep. So there you go. Thanks for the questions. And thanks for the email. And good to see you again in New York. That was great. Got a little short one here from Caleb. Hello, GOCast podcast. I have a question about GoFest Global 2024. Me and my family will be driving on both days of GoFest, and my question is, on Saturday in the raids, will be 1-star, 3-star, and then the Ultra Beast and 5-star, including Necrozma. But then on Sunday, will it just be Dusk Main and Dawn Wings and raids, or will they just be added to the already happening raids? Also, do you know how much lunar/solar energy you get per Dusk Main and Dawn Wings raid? You do? Love the podcast. Thank you in advance if you answer this. The answer for Sunday, as far as we know from the blog post, is that it will just be Dawn Wings and Dusk Main Necrozma. So you won't have to worry about fighting for those. It is their day to be in raids. How do you know how much lunar or solar energy we're supposed to get? I don't think that's been shared, right?
No, it has not been shared.
No.
Those raids will give them, but that's all we know.
Yes, so you know as much as we do on that one, unfortunately, Caleb. But it sounds like you've got a solid plan for both days, and y'all are going to have a good time. So, yeah, if you are looking to maybe focus on other things than Necrozma on Saturday, because Sunday will be all Necrozma, that is a good way to go if you're worried about that. Hope that answered your questions. Thank you for the email.
Next email is from Artemis Dragon, and they said, "Hey fellas, Artemis Dragon here. Sorry in advance again. I just wanted to follow up with you about the last email regarding my local community after experiencing our Mega Rayquaza raid day. Whoops. I meant our Mega Rayquaza Elite raids. Anyway, as I'm sure you've mentioned already to your listeners, it was not an eventful time, and we were pretty disappointed despite us being around good company. Why? Because everything that I expected it to be is exactly what went down, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Raids were spread out all over the county, and it was a mess from what I discovered firsthand and from other mods and admins. Casuals not knowing where to meet up, casuals not knowing what campfire even is, casuals prematurely starting the raid, as well as hardcore players, including an ambassador, driving around to raid. Some players were in isolation for their own personal reasons, who raided in their parked car, and late arrivals with their families who were unable to beat the raid. That one really, really stunk. I'm not against Niantic's vision about getting us all out to play. I'm actually all for it. I've been doing it since 2016. My anniversary is July 16th, by the way. Whoop, whoop.
Nice.
It's not just the reality, and they're not doing us any favors when they look at their own data and cherry-picked communities that don't have the same pitfalls as we who've been complaining about this sort of toxic experience since the olden days of EX raids. It just doesn't work, because if it did, no one would be complaining. If Niantic really wants an engaged community, why not update everything associated with moving that would actually entice the able-bodied crowd to move at a walking pace and not resort to driving around? They could add better benefits/rewards for egg hatching, walking routes, and walking your buddy. How about adding nests? Casuals be like, what are nests? And no, seriously, people are like, what are nests?
I know. It's
and even
like,
people who know what nests are, you're like, what?
it is
Nests?
like, it's like old world terminology.
It really is. No one talks about nests anymore. It's
No.
yeah. And check-in rewards for campfire, Or boosting 5-star raids at parks during weekends like Community Day. Why don't we boost incense? The sky's the limit, and yet they do the bare minimum every time. Lastly, what's the harm in making some slight adjustments to remote raids that benefits the user at this point? I think it's pretty obvious that the conversation has not died down at all, and people are still salty about it, including myself. There has to be a healthy compromise so that both sides are happy. I mean, that's what you do in a relationship, right? You come to terms, meet each other halfway, and bump fists so that everyone wins. Call me crazy, but that sounds like a solid plan to me. Thanks for letting me borrow your soapbox, guys. Peace. So I think we're all on the same page for the remote raid stuff. Of course.
Yeah.
But we are now how long removed, and nothing has changed.
Like 2 years.
Niantic has gotten the statistics they want. The change was not enough of an impact for what they were looking at for them to consider changing back. I'm sure it was an impact. There's not even a question, because otherwise we wouldn't have unlimited raid weekends like this weekend.
But some of the things have changed, like that revenue stream being different now because they made things more expensive and they limited it. People, I mean, even if they are more expensive, right? The remote raid passes, there's no way they're making more money or the same amount of money they did before when people were just buying them constantly and doing that all the time, right?
I think what I mean, though, is the bottom line wasn't affected in a way that would convince them otherwise. So while people might still complain, people buy less raid passes, the negative impact in their mind on the game was not enough.
Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I was definitely going to also bring up that we suddenly got a rise in ticketed events as soon as this also happened to sort of make up for that lost revenue stream.
I'm so tired of tickets. We're not going to talk about that. But just talking about the driving around for a second, because I know it's a sore subject for some people. I don't think I brought this up in a while. There's a route just down the street from me. I found out a couple months ago I can start that route and drive full speed down the street and get full credit.
It is not capped.
That is absolutely wrong. That is just from a completing routes perspective, that's awesome because I can just drive down the street and finish that route. But from the idea of the routes, it's so wrong. And I could not believe that it was allowed.
Yes. Yeah. You can go 60 in your car through a route and it will still count, which is, I think, is also a little bit crazy. Like you said, I think if you get that pop, at the very least, if you get the pop-up of I'm not a passenger, but of course, I mean, I'm not driving, I am a passenger, right? Yeah. That implies that you're doing it not the way that they want you to, right? Yeah.
And it should stop until the car detects you or the game detects you being slower.
Right. And there are people that are like, no, stop. Don't keep saying that, Chris. But there's a huge difference between some car play where you like drive and you're not playing, you stop at a spawn pool, you park safely and then catch the Pokemon, and then farming routes, which you are supposed to be engaged with the entire time while driving. That is a new level of distracted play.
Yeah. And like the idea for rewarding more walking is so impossible.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with the way that the game is set up, the way that GPS games work in general, I'm so for it. If we could come up with a way that would actually work without people abusing it by driving in a car with their foot on the brake. You know?
Yeah.
Like we're absolutely guilty of it. The cemetery in Woodstock is a great place to drive 3 miles an hour, which is no really different than walking. You just get to stay in your car and save your feet.
Yeah.
But like, where do you draw the line really? And it's hard.
And how much of that is a personal choice too?
Yeah, and honestly, I don't care about that kind of gameplay as much, because that is, you are doing what walking is doing. You just maybe you're less able. Maybe you can't walk as much.
Or maybe the weather is just really, really bad and unsafe.
Yeah. What I really dislike, and there's no way to fix it, is driving to clusters. Like if you go from one parking lot to another in like a business area, you can stop, see 50 spawns, catch them, and move on.
Yeah.
And see 50 more. And like, that's not an experience that you can normally get in the game.
Right.
And that's the part that is kind of frustrating, and where car play obviously really shines.
Yeah, I agree on all points. I think this idea that they could make walking more incentivized than car play will only mean that car play gets the same incentive, though, unfortunately. Just the way that this game is set up, they'd have to overhaul that entire system in such a way that it would be unrecognizable for that dynamic to really change, which is a huge ask. It's a huge ask. They've minimized it as much as they can, but I don't think they could do much more. Yeah. But anyway, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts on this. And I think most people were a little bit, I know a lot of people were really disappointed with Mega Rayquaza Elite raids. And that feedback has been given, times over on socials and other avenues to Niantic. So we just have to wait to see if they pivot on it at all. I think it's been kind of a win for those of you that are anti-Elite Raid, that they're really, really infrequent. That they're still trying it to make it work is cool. But I would like to see them actually make some changes to those things in the way that they work, because they had tons and tons of errors. Each time there was a new unique error with it. So they'll get it. Who knows when, right? Who knows? But Artemis Dragon, thank you very much for the email. This next one is from Brendan Faulkner, and they said, "Hiya, Chris and Kyle. It's Brendan here. So while playing Pokemon Go today, Sunday, my friend asked who I left a voicemail for when I got back last night from playing Pokemon. So you have what I'm assuming is a mess of a voicemail. 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. in the heat cooked my phone and my brain. Yes, I'm sorry. it did not work out, but thank you for sending this follow-up email all the same. While I was here, figured I'd tell you how my GoFest went. It was amazing. I really had very few complaints that were Niantic's fault for this event. I did, however, have one actual complaint and wanted your take on it. In my journey across the 3 days, I caught 4,000 plus Pokemon, 108 being shiny, but I couldn't get the pink Oricorio, and I could not even hunt it well because of the bonus we got when picking either Eevee or Ducklet to appear on the nearby. It eliminated everything else. So after I got my Eevees, I could not hunt a Pokemon specifically in the city. Like I said, super nitpicky complaint, but other than that, I had an amazing time. Sad I didn't get a chance to meet you guys. Till next time, Brendan." I also don't know how much help the nearby would have been otherwise, to be super honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure what the issue was, because I never like cleared out all of the EVs on my nearby. So
it just prioritized either Ducklet or the Eevee in your nearby, and that was it.
Yeah, but like nearby also reaches so far around in general.
It does.
That it is hard, especially in a city like New York, for it to be helpful, because it could send you like 4 blocks or 5 blocks north of where you are.
Certainly. Can we also take a moment to appreciate 400,000 plus Pokemon caught and 108 shinies?
4,000, not 400,000.
Oh, 4,000. Thank you. I don't know why I said 400,000. 4,000 plus Pokemon caught and 108 shinies. That is an absurd amount.
That's insane.
Yes.
I probably did like 2,000 Pokemon though. So like that checks out pretty close with the shiny rates and stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Sure. But imagine playing it's twice as much as we did, or you did.
I mean, to be fair, we spent like a solid 50% of our time doing other things, because that's what we were there for.
Yes. Very, very true. And I certainly was not getting up at 5 a.m. for those raids.
Absolutely not. Milo is built different.
And so is everybody else that was doing that. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, Brendan, for the email. Appreciate it. And again, impressive work in New York.
Next email is from Memorandums and Wanderlust Ninja. They said, "Hello, Chris and Kyle. It was great seeing you both again this weekend. We had an amazing time at GoFest. By the end of day 3, my wife ended up with a total of 50 shinies, 5 Necrozmas, 2 of which with the background.
Nice.
And I ended up with 49 shinies. Oof, of course. Not sure if this is average, but we were happy with our haul. Thank you for the GOCast keychain. It will be added with our GOCast pin.
You bet. Thanks for taking them.
Even though we had a blast this weekend, the highlight of our GoFest was once again participating in the raid trains. We're still new to New York City, so going around Central Park as a group helped out a lot and made the experience way more enjoyable. Sorry we didn't talk much during the raid train. My wife was feeling a little under the weather, so we kept to ourselves. But she was a trooper and was able to make it back to the starting point.
Nice.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about that. I'm really glad you guys came along, though. It still was great to have everybody there.
Yeah, and by that day, honestly, we were all feeling a little bit under the weather due to that weather. So
there's a couple people were like, "I'm gonna keep going," and I'm like, "More power to you." I'm like,
yeah.
I'm over here working to make it to the end.
Yes, exactly.
Thanks again. I hope everyone has a successful GoFest as well. P.S. Thank you, Kyle, for immediately noticing my wife's polka style nails. She was really excited about them, and you pointed them out, made her day. Well, I'm really happy to hear that. I try to be aware of stuff like that.
They were beautiful.
Yes, they were. Loved them. P.P.S. I hope to do a lucky trade with you both one day, so hopefully you will continue to open our gifts. That way our interactions are only when doing raids at in-person events once a year. Thank you, Memorandums and Wanderlust Ninja. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's fair. What's our friendship app right now? Hey, we are ultra friends right now.
Oh, really?
So that's some respect there.
We are not ultra friends. We
just hit ultra friends basically at GoFest.
Oh, the last gift that they sent me was one of the Spirit Tomb stops from Los Angeles.
Goodness.
Yeah, I'm guilty. Oh my gosh. Called out. Okay, here you go. I'm sending you a gift right now. Memorandums. There you go.
I don't have any gifts to send, but I opened it.
Thank you for the email. It was good to see y'all again. And it's I love when people are just like, oh, I can't believe that you like remember us or like remember the names and stuff. Y'all are memorable. You guys like Pokemon. You're like our favorite kind of people. That's just of course. Cool. Our last email here is from Maxitron, and they said, hey, Chris and Kyle, I've been meaning to write back in for a while. I don't remember if I only updated y'all on some grubs I found on the Patreon Discord, or if I also wrote in about them. Either way, they're still doing well. These are some beetles, by the way. Hakuna and Matata are about as long and big around as your thumb, and enjoy eating rotting food and groveling in the dirt. Since finding them, I've also found a Triceratops beetle pupa. And that finishes transformation into an adult beetle and enjoys eating little pieces of hot dog. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad I did my research when I found it, because I learned that it is carnivorous and would have gladly eaten the 2 Hercules beetle grubs I've got if given the chance. Thank goodness that didn't happen. He lives by himself at the moment. I've also found a few more grubs that I keep in their own containers. I have no idea what species of beetles they are. I have no idea what I'm doing anymore. Is this what Satoshi Tajiri wanted? I have a lot of grubs in my house now. Send help, but mostly beetles for dummies, please. I was thinking about how I like the coordination of Zygarde and Necrozma, and it dawned on me that a crossover game would be really cool. I know that national dexes and endgame content already exists, but what if you had a game like Ultra XY or Black White Emerald, where you had the antagonist legendary invade the other region? Stuff like that. I know this is probably the topic of ROM hacks to an extent, but it might be cool to see a Kyurem fusing with Rayquaza, or Necrozma fusing with any of the legendaries from Kalos, or Eternatus somehow leveraging the power of Z crystals to absorb Dynamax energy from other places in Ultra Space. What kind of crossover narrative would you like to see? Think mythicals, legendaries, evil teams, characters, and regions. I guess it's just always struck me as odd, at least in Sinnoh and Sinnoh, that despite these deifications of space, time, earth, water, and sky exist, that somehow only interact with Pokemon in their respective region. You just know Necrozma, Giratina, Yveltal, Eternatus, and Mewtwo have got to be plotting something. For Pokemon Go stuff, I really like this inbound from Ultra Space event. Not every Ultra Beast is a dead ringer, but having them all cycle through and having the ticket to augment GoFest and this event is nice. I've got a level 50 Kartana and the candy for maxing a level 50 Guzzlord. Ooh. And the Ho-Oh lead up was nice too, since I was able to finish maxing out my Hundoho. Hundoho is great. I'm hoping GoFest turns out all right, and I get at least one Hundo Necrozma and the candy I need for it to be 50. The Hundo part is what I'm worried about, but not about the length of this email. Good luck, and shiny Ultra Vibes all, Maxitron. Okay, so narrative crossover you'd like to see? Anything?
Oh man, that is really hard to be put on the spot. I don't remember the narratives for all the Pokemon games.
What I want to see is some of these like traveling legendaries that we've gotten before, like the beasts and things like that are just running around. I'd like for them to have the chance to show up in other regions every once in a while. Just like incredibly rare. Incredibly rare.
I don't know. I like Giratina messing around in Ultra Space feels very fitting, and like definitely want to see something like that happen.
It'd be so cool, because you didn't really play Sun and Moon, right? But like you're doing the wormhole and then you pass a Giratina going the other direction. And just like that Always Sunny meme of like seeing each other in the crowded restaurant. It's just like
so I think that could work. I don't know necessarily what you do. I feel like Giratina and Necrozma would kind of like have beef in that story somehow.
Maybe.
So
yeah.
You
look scary. You look like the devil. All right. Got a problem? Yes. Thank you for asking. So respectful. But thank you for writing in, Maxitron. I appreciate the update on the Beatles too. That's very, very cool. And I would have been heartbroken had I not known that one was carnivorous in the way that you did, and something happened. But getting to feed an adult beetle little pieces of hot dog is just like what a cool thing. What a very cool thing.
It's a chunky boy. I looked them up. Triceratops beetles are like they're like the size of your thumb tip. It's like
they're big.
It's a big one.
Yes, they are. They're big. They're cute too. Okay, well, that's it for emails and voicemails. Again, if you would like to email us just like these fine folks did, you can by sending it to mail@gocastpodcast.com. You can call in and leave a voicemail to our voicemail line at 262-586-7717. Please visit our website for all things GoCast, gocastpodcast.com. Follow us on X/Twitter at GoCast Podcast. We're also on Instagram. I very rarely promote that, but we are on Instagram. GoCast Podcast there as well. We're GoCast Podcast everywhere, by the way. And if you'd like to help support the show monetarily, you can via Patreon, where you get to set how much money you'd like to give a month. Minimum of $1 gets you access to our patron exclusive Discord. You can find out more information at patreon.com. patreon.com/GoCast Podcast. And speaking of patrons, Kyle, I believe it is your turn this time to give a shout out.
I don't remember.
Is it? Let's pretend that it is. Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. Shout out to elite trainers Bo, Daniel, Laura, Michael, Ozzy, Arkham, Marvin and Mimi, Sports, Thayer, Jason, Justin, Charles, Modders, Lee, William, Brandon, Ethan, Steven, Nick, our favorite listener, Drew 2, Camo, The Ugly Rock, Jacob, Victoria, and Sarah Lore.
Nailed it. First try.
First try for what everyone knows, at least.
It's one of these times I'm just going to be like, that took 7 tries, and you're going to have done it perfect first, and you're going to get so upset with me. So annoyed. But thank you so much to our elite trainer tier patrons for helping us keep the digital lights on, in addition to other fantastic things like keychains at events. Everybody loved those keychains. They're cute. I like them.
I like them as well.
Yeah. And if you'd like to help support the show non-monetarily, but in a big, impactful way, please consider leaving us a review on any platform that accepts them. We got 2 new reviews since the last time we read them. This first one is from Silverlight1337 Leet. Otherwise, my favorite Pokemon Go podcast. I love Chris and his always look at the bright side perspective, but I especially love Kyle and his, let's say, contrarian perspective. Smiling face. You guys make a great team, and I appreciate all your hard work. I'll be heading to GoFest New York in 4 days and hope to possibly see you guys in person. Shiny vibes, Silverlight 1337. Well, I hope we cross paths. I'm not sure if we did or did not, but if we did not, let's make an attempt next time. Absolutely. The other review is from Slamma MC, and they said, best Pogo pod out there. This is the best podcast for Pokemon Go. Any level of game player will enjoy. Excellent production and content. Thank you so much for the kind words. Appreciate it. So yeah, please leave us a review if you are so inclined, and you'll get hit right on the show. That's a guarantee. If it's a nice review, don't be mean, please. We're fragile. We think mint is too much, you know?
No, I think mint is too much.
I know.
It tastes bad.
Okay. All right. We got to set some goals. And this is going to be for GoFest Global. So what are you looking to do? And please buy me some time because I didn't think about this at all yet.
All right. I already filled mine out. So,
okay.
Hundo Necrozma, as I said earlier, I need it so badly. I got lucky last year. You know, maybe it's going to happen. 20 shinies. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I'm going to go super hard on catching stuff. It's definitely going to be a more casual experience. There's stuff that I want in the pools, but nothing that like says I need it now.
I need it.
Except for one. And that's the next one. Shiny Jangmo-O. I'm setting the ridiculous goal because I've gotten it 2 years in a row. So I got Goomy. I got Goomy last year. What was the year before that? Dino?
Yes.
I got Dino. And I also got Gibble. So I've gotten it at every GoFest so far that they've done this. So
yes, but now that you've observed that fact, this will not be.
I went hard for Goomy too. I did.
You did.
Decent amount of raids.
You did.
Not as I did. Oh no! It's a lie. I missed one. I mean, it's not a pseudo, but I didn't get Axew. I tried real hard. I did 150 Axew raids.
You sure did.
Okay, so that, and then 35 platinum medals. I'm level 48. I'm 10 million experience away. I have 33 out of 35 platinum medals.
Oh my gosh.
One of them is guaranteed. I just need to evolve a Larvesta. So I may have to use rare candy for that. That's whatever. It's not that big a deal.
Just hatch some this weekend.
I'm working on it. That's why I'm waiting till this weekend so I can see how many I get.
Yeah.
That said, the last platinum medal is slightly problematic. The closest one for me probably is catching 90 more Pikachu. And I don't know if I can do that over the course of the 2 sets of habitats that it's spawning at. But we're going to try.
Well, that means it's going to spawn for 4 hours.
Yeah, but it's spawning in a pool of, 15 Pokemon each. So
yeah.
I'm not hopeful on that one, but I would like to get it done. That said, nothing else that I have is reasonably close to get like this week. That's the closest one I got.
Okay. Well, good luck to you. I'll have to remind you to catch all the Pikachu instead of just shiny checking them this weekend.
You got to remind me. Hold me accountable. Okay. Make sure Alex holds me accountable too.
Will do. For myself, 30 shinies. Shiny Larvesta, which I'm going to lean into it. Let's go. 150 eggs. I would like to actually hatch more. And as of right now, my total for the week is sitting at not very many, 58. So maybe I'll bump that up. But right now I'm saying 150, a stretch goal of 250, let's say. And then all challenges and research, collection challenges, all the research as much as I possibly can do. And just sort of enjoy it. Because while I do intend to play a lot, the entire weekend, I think I got to remember to pace myself because we just did this. So
yeah.
Yep. But that's it. We hope that you're having a great or had a great Global Go Fest this weekend and that you got everything that you wanted to get. You completed all of your goals, all of that good stuff. But we will see you next episode for episode 291. Until then, shiny vibes and all that good stuff. Bye.
Bye.